Hi guys, welcome back to Couple's Messy Kitchen. Today I'm coming to you with the recipe for my very favorite winter / autumn dessert / breakfast / any time of day. Give me some cinnamon muffins, and those are going to be cinnamon muffins with a little bit of gingerbread spice as well to make them even more delicious. And you could also bake them as regular cinnamon buns, but I think that baking them as muffins just give them a little bit something special. So in my bowl I have 500 grams of flour, and it's 250 grams of plain, 250 grams of bread flour. To that I'm going to add 65 grams of butter. Go in. And in here I have 50 grams of caster sugar. I'm going to reserve a tablespoon for my yeast and put the sugar into the bowl. So now I'm going to wrap my butter into the sugar and flour, but first I am going to activate my yeast. So let's put that aside. I'm gonna get back to it soon. And in here I have my milk. It's 1 cup of milk, so 250 ml. I'm going to add the sugar that I reserve and stir those in. And today I'm using fresh yeast. Of course you could use dry active or instant yeast. So I need 10 grams of fresh yeast. I love using fresh yeast. I think they just work faster, a little bit better I think as well than dry active, but they are very hard to get. So 10 grams of fresh yeast would be about 4.5 teaspoons, 4.5 grams of dried active yeast, a little bit less of instant yeast. Keep that in mind. Just stir that in, make sure that yeasts are melted in with our milk. I am going to put those aside and let them foam a little bit, and we're going to get back to our flour and butter mixture. And we are back with our flour, and of course I forgot to add salt, but it's really important, so nice pinch of salt goes in there as well. And a little bit of vanilla extract. I added to I think almost all of my desserts, all of my baking. About a teaspoon of vanilla, just a hint. And now let's wrap the butter into our flour. So my butter is now fully incorporated into the flour. It just looks like slightly wet sand, and that's exactly what you want. You don't see any lumps of butter in there. And now I'm going to move over to my stand mixer, but first I'm gonna wash up. And here I am by my stand mixer, and to my flour, butter, sugar mixture I'm ready to add my proven yeast. Scrape everything off. And we are ready to mix, and we are going to mix it for about 10 minutes or until everything looks smooth and beautiful. So let's get to it. And my dough is now ready. Take it off the hook. And of course any yeasted dough, this one needs to rise as well. So we're gonna get that together into one bowl. It's quite soft dough, but that's what's gonna give our muffins the nice soft finish and beautiful soft texture. So I'm not going to make other bowl dirty. I'm going to pour a little bit of oil into that one at the bottom and get this dough in, swirl it around on the sides so it doesn't stick while rising. And now I let that sit for about hour, I think hour and a half, until it's lovely fluffy and double its size. So let's get that to a warm place. My dough is now fully risen and we're gonna roll it out in a moment, but first we need to prepare our filling. And in my bowl I have 70 grams of butter. To that, of course, we need to add some sugar. I'm gonna add half a cup of dark brown sugar. You could also use light brown. Half a cup of brown sugar. In that we're gonna add a pinch of salt, a little drizzle of vanilla. To that I am going to also add my spices, and here I have 1 tablespoon of cinnamon and 1 tablespoon of mixed spice. You could use any spice you want, you could use just cinnamon if you'd like to. Pick whatever you like. And in with that I am going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And adding some maple syrup is going to help to get that nice stickiness of your filling, so it's really nice to add it. Now we just need to mix everything together and not make too much mess around us. Okay, the filling is done, so I'm going to bring my dough and roll it over now. And here is my beautifully risen dough. Now I'm going to put some flour on my working surface. Leave this one out. Yay, success. And now we are going to shape it. You could just use your finger, the dough is so soft. Are going to shape it and roll it into about, let's say, half a centimeter thick dough. Put some flour on both sides. Don't want this to stick. Try to keep it rectangle, which I'm not the best at, but surely we can manage somehow. Okay, my dough is now rolled out, I think quite nicely. Now it's time for spreading my filling on top of it. To make it easier, I'm gonna put some blobs all around the dough, and of course easiest thing to do it is using your offset spatula. So let's start spreading. Spread it all over, don't leave any blank spot, because now we are going to fold it. We are going to fold it in 3. So that goes in the middle. And then we fold the bottom over that. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Tap it, just gently. I am going to roll it over just ever so slightly. And now we are going to divide this. I think it's gonna make about 8 muffins, but let's see. I'm gonna eyeball it as always. So that will be our 8. And now very quickly, because it's very simple, I'm going to show you how to shape them. Just move those a little bit aside so you can get a better view. Now this piece I'm cutting not entirely to the end, in 3. And maybe you know, probably know, how to make a bride, because now you're going to make a bride out of it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. There it is, our beautiful bride. We are going to roll that, just like that, and put it straight into our greased, buttered baking dish. There it is. Let's make the rest of it. And here are my gorgeous cinnamon muffins. And now I'm going to let them rise again for about half an hour. Of course, I'm going to cover them and set them aside into a warm place. So my muffins nicely puffed up, and I'm going to egg wash them to give them a nice shine on top. So simple egg wash. I'm using just whole egg, just a little bit of water. You could use egg yolk. So these are now all egg washed, and my oven is set to 180 degrees Celsius, that's around 350 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake these for about 20 to 25 minutes, I think 25 because those are pretty big ones. And I'm going to show you results. And here they are, guys. They smell absolutely amazing. I think they look pretty good as well. And I'm gonna leave them for a while in a pan, about 5-10 minutes, just to cool down a little bit, because I don't want to get burned on that melted sugar. And a little bit controversial thing, but I'm not going to ice them or put any frosting, or not even dust them with powdered sugar. And that's because I think that they're sweet enough and I want to be able to eat them any time of day. So I'm gonna leave them as they are, but feel free to put some cream cheese frosting, put some icing. You can toast them in some cinnamon sugar as well. And go ahead, make them yourself, make them the way you want them, and enjoy. I will see you soon. Bye!